r/ask Reddit. What modern trend are you sick of? Headlines that claim mass outrage over some issue and then their only evidence of outrage is 3 random tweets. This company you've never heard of just released a new hoodie and people are freaking out. Post sponsored by aforementioned company. Boy, this funk is all anyone is ever talking about. I want to make some muffins. I'll look up a recipe. Oh good, a ducking novel about how this mother of 2 can make it work at home while teaching yoga and traveling to Paris 2 times a year. Yeah, that's exactly what I ducking wanted. And 5 pictures of 5 different angles of the completed muffin intertwined with stories about how the kids loved it so much and the husband won't go back to eating normal muffins ever again and just give me the ducking muffin recipe. All while their blog freezes because of having to scroll past 700 ads. Opinion-based journalism. Just give me the boring facts please. On a related tangent. Recipes. I've been learning to cook different things lately and Jesus duck every goddamn recipe online requires me to scroll through pages of fluff and bullshit before they actually post the recipe. I don't give a duck how you came up with this recipe or how much your kid loves it or whatever convoluted story you're writing that's vaguely related to the recipe. It's annoying because I bookmark recipes on my phone and refer to it when cooking. And when I have to reload the page I have to rescroll through tons of ads and dumb stories on whoever the duck cooking blog I got this recipe from. Just post the goddamn recipe first, Carol. I don't care about your grandkids. The most ask me anything roasted pork tenderloin recipe you will ever find. Still remember that snowy afternoon as a young child when I first smelled the incredible mix of herbs and spices my mother used for her secret marinade on our special occasion pork tenderloin, before my father abandoned us. 5 paragraphs later. And that was how I ended up in counseling for the 2nd time. My teacher really seemed to take out her despair from the loss of her son on my 4th grade class, and I had nowhere else to turn for emotional support. 5 paragraphs later, I couldn't believe it, but there I was, about to lose my virginity with the first girl I ever truly loved. My heart was pounding. She trembled as we caressed each other in a loving embrace, staring deeply into each other's eyes, both knowing that this was a moment which would change our lives forever. 10 paragraphs later, and after only the 2nd time I experimented with LSD, I knew I would be able to unlock a new, previously unexplored layer to my creativity and inner self which I was certain would propel my musical and artistic ambitions to new heights. 5 paragraphs later. But Ross and Rachel were totally on a break. I can't believe anyone could side with Rachel on this issue even now, 20 years after that episode aired. 5 paragraphs later, and the birth of my first child changed me so profoundly, I knew it was time for a career change. 10 paragraphs and 1,000 ads later. Preheat oven to 375 degrees. Mix salt, pepper, and olive oil. Pour over pork. Bake until done. Every ducking thing is a subscription now. You have to pay $10 a month for this, $40 a month for that, $2 for some other thing. It's impossible to buy anything as a one and done purchase anymore. Also the fact that programs are going subscription based. No, I don't want to pay $7 a month so I can have my Microsoft Office programs to be updated. If I recall correctly, you could still buy Office. What Adobe is doing is terrible. Most casual users of CS programs don't need every new feature the minute it is released. They use piracy as an argument for doing the subscription. But I'm pretty sure that CC is just as easy to crack as the old CS was. Inspirational relationship quotes on pictures, especially ones over the Joker and Harley Quinn. Just stop. Please. Please stop. I want a relationship like Joker and Harley. You want to be in an abusive relationship with a manipulative psychopath who murders people for fun? Romeo and Juliet is so romantic and I want it like that. You want to fall in love at the age of 14 and then commit suicide a few weeks later with said person after he has murdered 2 people? I want a love like Morticia and Gomez Addams. While they are a cute couple, they do have that whole murdering for fun thing, as well as encouraging fratricide. Edit. Okay, I get it. Being like Morticia and Gomez are good relationship goals to have. My point still stands about the murder and stuff though. I was with you up until the Addams. They're a family whose eldest member, grandmama, is a witch. Casual murder is probably a daily event for them. And who doesn't love a little horseplay between two brothers? Social media comedians who record themselves stealing making a scene in public. Boonk gang. I can't wait for the day someone catches up to him and beats the shit out of him. I feel like most of his stuff is fake anyways. Parents throwing their kids up on YouTube and exploiting them for attention and the expectation of endorsements that will make them millions. Sure, it happens, but it's not guaranteed. Video your kids playing with toys because it's cute, not because you expect free toys in exchange for shoutouts. I nannied for what I like to call an Instagram mom. She was a stay-at-home, and if you followed her Instagram or Facebook you'd think she was a great parent. In reality, she spent almost no time with the baby. The only real time she spent with her daughter was to take pictures and post Snap stories. The minute her daughter got fussy or needed a new diaper, she'd promptly hand the baby back to me. There was one time I put the baby to bed, and when I came back the next morning she was in the same Onishi and now dirty overnight diaper I put her in. None of this stopped her from plastering her daughter all over Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat, saying how great of a mother she was. She was a stay-at-home mom and still needed a nanny. Edit. I was a little rash in making this comment. After reading a lot of your replies, I realize I was quick to judge, and that being a parent can be very difficult, and having a support system and any kind of help can be really helpful. I think I'll let my irritation of the Instagram mom who doesn't sound like she's doing much get the best of me, and I posted a pretty general judgmental comment. Over documentation of life via Instagram pictures. Doing things solely for the picture proof. I love yoga. I do it a lot and created a yoga Instagram account because there certainly isn't enough of those. I caught myself only doing yoga if the camera angle was good, so I temporarily stopped my yoga account and had to refocus my yoga practice without the camera. It's weird to even admit that. Nah, it's good that you realized that. It's hard not to get stuck in the social media feedback loop. It's not all bad, but so many people use it to desperately fill a void and feel like they matter, to the point where life for them loses all meaning without that constant validation. It's a sad, easy trap to fall into without realizing until after the fact. I'm not sure if it's a modern trend, but the idea that it is wrong to judge another human being. I see it almost all the time on social media. I'm not judging. All I'm saying is, or no one can judge me because no one is perfect. What? Of course no one is perfect. However, my imperfection does not equate to me losing the right to form an opinion of a person. If my opinion, or judgment, of a person is negative, then it is simply criticism. If you don't like my criticism, then please reciprocate criticism. The no judging thing is more for people being prejudiced rather than using it as a shield. I guess the problem relies there. The strongest example I can think of is people automatically judging fat people without knowing anything about them, usually just labeling them as lazy. Edit. Thanks to everyone who chimed in to reassure what I just said about fat people. Edit 2. For anyone interested, here is a link to a fat person who writes about being fat. https://medium. Komatthi what it's like to be that fat person sitting next to you on the plane. 85,006 C263,778. Judge not, that ye be not judged. 2 For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. 3 And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Definitely not a modern concept, and I think it's still valuable not to reach conclusions about another person without knowing the full story and to focus on one's own faults instead of another's. Hahaha, I totally have OCD. Mayo, I just straightened this desk. I also have insomnia, depression, bipolar disorder, and PTSD. Haha, I'm so different. I have to sort my books, she cried, with self-indulgent glee, with senseless, narcissistic pride. I'm just so OCD. How random, guys. I smiled and said, then left without a peep and washed my hands until they bled, and cried myself to sleep. U/poem for your sprog. Whoa, this is so sad. Cult of the celebrity. I don't care who Chrissy Teigen is or what she had for breakfast. Meanwhile, any photo featuring Keanu Reeves gets instant 30k upvotes and gold. Whoa. Making things political that shouldn't be. Polarization. cultural concerns. For example, not everything need to be associated with left or right. Exactly, and everything has become us versus them. We really aren't that different. People. Emotional discussion of fact-based subjects. Politicization of facts. Exactly what I came here to say. We are entitled to our opinion but not facts. Alternative facts don't exist. We have been immodestly calling ourselves Homo sapiens, wise man. But if we can't accept simple facts and be rational, then how are we any different from our ape cousins? Any headline claiming someone destroys something. No, it's just some banal repetition of one side's standard talking points. Trying to destroy a celebrity's career for a minor mistake they made 20 years ago. Open bracket. By minor I don't mean hurting someone or abusing them sexually. Pretty much everyone, celebrity or not, has some sort of skeletons in their closet. It's dumb to form a lynch mob over something they maybe said in college. Pretty much everyone on the planet has broken at least one law and possibly committed multiple felonies. Being unable to buy an item that costs less than $10 without being asked either. Join that store's email spam list. Fill out an online survey to win $1 billion ask. Provide my postal code. I don't mind sharing my postal code. I always hope that the stores I frequent in other towns will get enough customers from my area that they'll open a local location to fill the demand. It's one of the data collection setups that I'm okay with. The rest of it can duck off, especially places that ask for my email when I've given them a loyalty card or even a coupon that required it in the first place. For YouTube I really dislike all those vloggers with their 10+ minutes videos that may I have 30 seconds of something actually worth mentioning. I know I can choose to not watch them, and I don't, but for whatever reason they always come up in the recommended section. Have you tried marking such videos as not interested? You can find it in the 3-dot menu next to the title when hovering over it. Worked for me at least. This nasally sounding female singing voices that new female singers seem to do. I listened to trending music radio on my way to work today, and literally half of all songs sang by female singers had this type of voice. They all sounded almost the same. Edit. I realize I may be doing a terrible job of describing it. I'm talking about the indie girl voice. Here's an example. https://yahoo b/7zgdxfe8x50. Duck, I hate this. Indie girl voices spot on, lol. My least favorite part of this is that they all mispronounce words oddly for no reason. Waralcone to me kitchen. We have bananas and avocados. Everyone being the victim. The victim is the victim. The perpetrator is the victim. The cops are the victim. The guy down the street is the victim. The lady that knows the one guy's cousin is the victim. The politicians are the victim. For the love of all that is holy, yes, there are victims, but not everyone is a victim. But you don't understand how difficult it's been for me. You're not the victim here. I am. You just don't understand. The phrase breaking the internet needs to duck off. You're not a solar flare. You can't break the internet. It isn't a singular thing. At best you can take down a server. But considering you're probably hosting content, if you broke the server you just tried to go cheap on the hosting. So you suck either way. This will probably make me sound like an a-hole, but tipping, in the United States, is out of control. I'm fine tipping 20% at a traditional restaurant or bar, but now there are tip jars everywhere and I feel jerky ignoring them. Okay, you gave me a scoop of ice cream or handed me a hot dog from your food truck. Do I really need to give you an extra $1? I bought self-serve frozen yogurt last year and there was a tip jar at the register. No. Would you like to round up your purchase to donate to the CHKD? Literally spends 30 seconds deciding to donate that 14 cents. No. Everyone getting so damn upset when people don't agree with their opinion or beliefs. I only get upset when statistics are used wrong or misleadingly. Believe what you want but don't twist the truth. The problem is, there's a difference between opinions and provable facts backed up by verifiable evidence. People shouldn't get to make a completely false statement and, when called on it, say, well, that's just my opinion. That opinion is garbage and easily proven wrong. Horseless carriages and the damn fools who drive them. Finally somebody WHO understands. People trying to sell pyramid schemes on Facebook such as Shakeology, whitening toothpaste, skincare products, and vitamins. No, I don't want to join your team or buy your product. The moment I get a random friend request from someone I haven't talked to in years and that's the first thing they bring up, I just block them. I know who will share a tweet upvote like this, and it will surely be only those who love me, America, freedom, puppies, kittens who do. I know none of you Reddit communists, lefties, right-wing nut jobs, Nazis, tree huggers will. And make sure when you share this you post twice. Quote everything. Dance a jig, eat a Tide Pod, and call Oprah or it doesn't count. Politics all over Facebook. I don't really care which side you lean. If you share shit about your hard opinions every day, I'm blocking your notifications. You can agree with me 100% on every issue and I'll still get tired of it. I don't know how some people can dedicate so much time every day to talking and arguing about politics on Facebook of all things. Facebook in general. To sum Facebook up, look at my awesome amazing kids that I secretly hate. And, if you voted for so and so, I'm blocking you as a friend cause I'm right and of course you are wrong. That is all Facebook is now. Oh, and ads that somehow relate to me because I'm convinced Facebook listens to my phone converse. Adding the suffix gay to every scandal. Watergatorgut. The Kardashians and butt surgery. It looks stupid to have a butt that big with little legs. When she's standing up it looks like a cartoon that shit its pants. Social media being considered news. Loot boxes. Soon. Games as a service. Outrage culture. It started with social media, but now it is everywhere. It seems like the majority of people are unable to concentrate on a subject for longer than 2 weeks. It infects every part of life now if you're online and it's impossible to avoid. There is no meaningful discussion. It's all one side or the other. No middle ground. The 80ish gender thing. Listen, I recognize 2 genders, and that is it. Doesn't mean I am going to be a dong to you if you identify as something else. It just means I don't give 2 shits and I'm not going to waste my time trying to figure out what the hell the difference is between all the genders. I have to agree on this. Like, I understand that sexuality and gender fall on a spectrum and aren't nearly so black and white as traditionally believed, but I hate going around trying to find ways to use only gender neutral words. If I say hey guys, I don't literally mean hey you're a bunch of straight men who never had anything but a penis. It's just the closest English gets to gender neutral, and ladies is generally interpreted as more gender specific than guys, which you could easily argue is the result patriarchal society. But there's no way I'm calling a bunch of dudes ladies just to make a statement. Edit. I should specify that I am referring largely to gender and sexual identity, though the debate still rages on over how much an individual's identity is influenced by their biology and how much is learned. As a southerner, I'm relishing the first ever time in history that people are making slightly less fun of us for saying y'all. Get your gender neutral plural pronouns right here. Y'all. Clickbait. Trying to one-up someone else's problem so you can say your life sucks more. Corporate giants trying to milk the hell out of relevant memes and making fools out of themselves on social media when trying to pander to people who aren't even in their targeted demographic. People who think it's cool to self-diagnose themselves and post it over the internet as humor. Oh my god, my crippling anxiety. This meme is so me. Or just self-diagnosing yourself in general. Eyebrows. It's a new thing every week with them. Whether it's overplucking, drawing those Sharpie looking things on, tattooing, feathering, fishtailing, braiding or whatever, it all looks terrible. Just do a little bit of plucking and shape them. That is all. The average worker is far more productive today than he was 30 years ago. Wages still stay the same. In addition, the working time actually increases in most countries because a lot of employees start working from home. While the colleagues at my former company had a 35-hour week job, they actually work close to 50-hour week. They browse emails on their business phone, answer them or work on a small project on the weekend. That journalists more and more can't be bothered to actually type out an article and instead want you to watch a video clip instead. Guess what, bud? I am at work and can't really watch your video right now. How's about you just type out what occurred? Every post on social media has to be inspirational or about the grind. Just shut up and do your task in silence. Becky. Dating but not dating. But you're talking and both are interested in each other. But you can't seem too interested. So you're not dating. But you go on dates with each other. But you hang out most of the week. But you spend the night at each other's. But you're not dating. BuzzFeed. THISHIS. Parents with tablet addicted children. Stop it. This genuinely scares me the most about the future. SoundCloud rappers. Yeah, they normally all suck. All think they gonna make it. Even though they shit. Not me though. My bars are lit. Defo gonna be raking in millions any day now. Yo, I'm rapping my birth city represent. When people wanna fight me they better repent to the church or something, cause that's where you repent. You wouldn't have done this if you represent. Positive feedback is appreciated, guys. To the church or something, cause that's where you repent. This part made me laugh a bit, if that helps. Netflix, are you still watching? Netflix and I both know I'm still watching, so stop asking. Challenges that kids are doing. Just saw one where they're hitting each other on the head with a 5-gallon jug. Empty. Everything has to be posted on social media. I love rap, but this new pidgin English mumbled rap on the radio is sickening. I've never heard them talk about anything other than skirt and the rary making that bread, selling them drugs cause we them thugs. I haven't heard any good and impressive rhetoric in a very long time. Eminem, Jay-Z were the last greats. Eminem, Jay-Z were the last greats, my dude. Plenty of absolutely fantastic hip hop has been released. You just have to find it. It won't be on the radio anymore. Check out Danny Brown, Run the Jewels, Clipping MF Doom, Aesop Rock, Milo, Lil Ugly Mane, Freddie Gibbs, Injury Reserve and Brockhampton. Hip hop isn't dying. It's in a ducking renaissance. Though you have to respect other people's beliefs trend. No you don't. I don't respect your belief that your uncle got abducted by aliens and I shouldn't have to. I get that you believe that, but I'm judging you harshly for it, as any sane person should. Dabbing and bottle flipping were pretty annoying, but they seem to have mostly passed. Some of the shoes people wear. Yeah bro, I spent $8 on these new Yeezys, but they look ducking retarded. Nah bro, lol. They supposed to look like that. Making everything political. I don't give a duck about what your political opinions are, and the fact that the media spews out political garbage 24/7 drives me insane. Filming concerts instead of enjoying them. Emotional politics. You can't agree to disagree anymore. It quickly turns into name calling, personal attacks, etc. We should be able to have conversations about things and work together to solve issues. Vaping. Most hipsters, man-buns, white kids that live in the sticks acting like they're all gangster. 343's handling of Halo, bad memes, and neo-Nazis trying to come back. Fake or exaggerated news, although not all that modern. Most social media that revolves around ads, Facebook, Snapchat, etc. This romanticization of mental illness. Obviously we see it the most over in Tumblr, but I see a lot of people just about bragging about their depression or dismissing their shitty behaviors with mental illness. It makes me feel so ridiculous when I have to try and talk about my own issues to my parents or in therapy, because I feel like I'm just whining. Recreational outrage. If you are not the offended but are more outraged than the offended, feel free to shut up. Blaming millennials for everything. Tired of hearing how we killed yet another outdated and irrelevant market. Gender reveal parties. School shootings. Half-assed nihilism. Millennials think it is really cool to not care, but they do a really bad job of not caring. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.